So I finished watching the Obi-Wan TV series or streaming series going on Disney Plus, and I think this has to be the definition of today when we talk about content. This is like pure content. It's just there. It doesn't really do anything. It's there to keep you subscribed to Disney Plus, to keep Star Wars going, I guess, in some way. Um, I don't think anything of real proper value can be gained from watching this. One thing it struggles with is, of course, what all other uh, in between sequels, no, not prequels, kind of struggled with it. We know where it's going to start, and we know where it's going to end. Like we know how Obi-Wan started, like the character, and we know how Obi-Wan the character finished. That was settled a long time ago. All you can do in between is flesh out, try and explain something that honestly didn't need to be explained. Um, but it's um, you can't really do anything of value of meaning because um, they would have to mention it later. To be clear, the series Obi-Wan takes place before Episode 4, the first Star Wars movie from 1977. So Obi-Wan is going to end up, you know that going in, he's going to end up as an old man in a hut on Tatooine around Luke. And so he can't do any battles or any changes in history because they're not going to mention it in the movie that was shot a long time ago, but not in a galaxy far, far away. I think also now looking at TV shows like Hawkeye, uh, Loki, Boba Fett, that we can say that there seems to be a Disney streaming show formula, which is to tease a main character, draw people in with a main character, and then introduce someone else, and then have it be mostly about that same character. Like they're not really that interested in um, the original character or legacy character, whatever you want to call it. It was kind of the thing for Loki, really the thing for Hawkeye, sort of the thing as well for Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan also shares a stage a lot um, in this show called Obi-Wan. Um, and I'm not sure I like it. Given how successful The Mandalorian still is and really was kicking this off, um, and especially with Baby Yoda, I actually thought that there would be a baby Java just going "Ooh, teeny" all the time, and I could have lived with that. Could have had fun with that. They didn't, so that was interesting. That was surprising. There was Java. It was nice. That was nice. If you played the video game Jedi Fallen Order, which I recommend you do, I think it's a great game. I had a flashback um, to some scenes in Obi-Wan. Where it's like there's a place that Obi-Wan needs to get into, and it's the same place and the same way that you do it in the game. But of course, the game is a bit old by now, so that was a long time ago. Also not in a galaxy far, far away. But that was just curious and saying, wow, okay, is this borderline rip-off or is it still within homage territory? I don't know. And I'm not sure a lot of people will notice because you have to play the game, remember that sequence, and now watch Obi-Wan do the same thing. But it was fun anyway. I'm not sure what to call this. Obi-Wan seemed to me to have a lot of strong cases of where the scripts, there's no plural there, the script needs something to happen, but they can't not make it silly when realized, when shot. And I'm not sure if how you can prepare for that. I'm thinking like if I had done it, I wrote a script. I need something to happen, but there's no way to make it not look silly. How do you do that? And some of the cases was there's a child running from three adults. It needs to happen, but it looks really, really stupid. Um, there was someone doing 20 backflips and parkour moves to move only like a few blocks. That also looked very silly. Um, oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Some characters that are just getting introduced, um, and they get killed, and I was supposed to feel sad about it, but I don't because you just introduce these characters in a very offhand way. Um, there's a woman, and that's not to say something about women, but it's a physical weak character knocking out two stormtroopers by hitting their helmet with her bare hands. It looks really, really silly, and it takes. I said it takes you out of it. It removes all realism, and I guess yeah, Star Wars doesn't have that realism, but now anyone can do everything. And I didn't like that. Maybe you've seen the clip of there's a child being smuggled under a trench coat. It's just really, really stupid, and it doesn't work. You're supposed to have this empire that's whoa dangerous, but you can knock stormtroopers out with no ease, or you can smuggle things in trench coat. It takes away from the feeling of the empire being something to fear when you just have stupid stormtroopers. There's also two groups standing in the open, shooting at each other for like 5 minutes straight, and they hit nothing. It looks very stupid. I didn't like it. Another thing that also bugs me a lot in stories is when characters get out of a situation due to randomness and coincidence, something that they aren't in control of. And there's many cases of that in Obi-Wan, and it's just not. I don't think it's good story writing or storytelling. It's good to get into trouble because of something that wasn't your choice or because of something unforeseen, but it feels like what you say like main character plot armor. If you like go to jail, but then luckily the guard dropped the key, so you're not really doing anything. That's not exciting. Um, so overall, Obi-Wan, because of the limitation of the characters that it wants to follow, the show wants to follow Obi-Wan, it can't really do anything. As I mentioned before, in the end, it's more pointless to some degree. Like it's just a status quo because he's gonna end up in the first movie, and and we know how he started. So because they want to tell about this Obi-Wan, otherwise they had to move it to like young Obi-Wan um, before Episode 1. But still, that Obi-Wan couldn't do anything of note because that's also not mentioned. Like Qui-Gon introduces Obi-Wan, he doesn't say, "Oh, this is Obi-Wan. He freed some people, or he fought this battle." So you can't have that. It's. I don't think you're setting yourself up for a difficult fight when you're doing a show like this. In the end, my sister seemed to like it a lot. She's a huge Star Wars fan, and she's the one that pays for the Disney Plus subscription. So well done, I guess. You pleased your audience. Yeah. So that was Obi-Wan.